Hello, I'm Alan Parsons, and this is the new Aphex.
How do you top career-defining moments, like working with the Beatles to create one of the most extraordinary and best-selling albums on the planet? You engineer an album that inspires generations of music lovers, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Top that with a series of hits with the Alan Parsons Project, and you could feel fine about resting on your laurels. Not Alan Parsons. This is a man dedicated to the constant advancement of music, recording methods, and sound technology. In fact, he's created a documentary 3-DVD series, The Art and Science of Sound Recording.
The Exbb500 is a brand new product for 2012. It's one of the new Aphex 500 series of products that include microphone preamps, equalizer, and exciter. This Aphex Exbb500 puts the company's legendary Aural Exciter and Big Bottom processors into a mono 500 series module. 500 series modules are designed to install into API 500 series compatible receiving frames, such as the API 506B and 500 VPR. Aphex's 500 series modules gives you Aphex's renowned sonic performance and reliability in a cost-effective, flexible format. It's a space-saving, cost-effective alternative to 19-inch rack gear that allows you to build your own rig by scaling and configuring your setup for your specific needs. In today's project studio environment, it's the perfect way to custom tailor your gear to your projects. The Aural Exciter. As most audio engineers have come to know, the Aural Exciter adds spaciousness, detail, and clarity to the high frequencies, while the Big Bottom adds punch and depth to the low frequencies. Because of Aphex's unique approach to processing, the Exbb500 does its job without adding noise or output level to the signal. This is a very different yet proven approach for music and voice enhancement. The patented technology enhanced by our harmonic generation process, then blended with the natural signal, breathes life into a mix. Perfect marriage. The Aural Exciter has proven for years to be the perfect processor for breathing life back into the top end of a mix. It improves detail, spaciousness, and clarity. To match the power of the Aural Exciter, Aphex introduced the now famous Big Bottom processor. This technology did for the low frequencies what the Aural Exciter did for the high frequencies. It was a perfect marriage, and both of these processors are in the new Exbb500 module. Big Bottom. Big Bottom provided more presence, definition, and bigger dynamic bass without any gain to the output. The Big Bottom processor is a smart circuit. As you turn the input signal down, it works harder to enhance more bass. So you'll have a solid low-end sound even at lower listening levels. As you turn your input signal up, it intelligently reduces the bass enhancement to retain a balanced bass response throughout different listening levels. Together, the Aural Exciter and Big Bottom offer a very powerful, balanced product, providing high and low frequency enhancement in one unit that has become as popular for live applications today as in the studio. In detailed studies by third-party audio experts over the years, the Aural Exciter has been proven to improve speech intelligibility. This is because of the way the Aural Exciter uses harmonic generation that adds just a hint of percussive edge to the consonants, making cues easier to understand the language on recordings or in live sound. The Audio Engineering Society released a white paper study on the subject that confirms that the Aural Exciter is unique in that it is the most effective processor to have such a positive impact on speech intelligibility. In fact, you're listening to it now. So, how does it work? The first thing to explain is that the Aural Exciter and Big Bottom never processes the entire signal. The input signal goes directly to the output, but Aphex's design takes a send from the input and processes it in a sidechain. Then the processed and unprocessed signals are mixed together at the output. This is a process that is completely different than most processors, in that the output is a blend of the original and processed signals, retaining the integrity of the natural signal with just a hint of processing. For the Big Bottom, first we set the low-pass filter, then we use the drive knob to increase compression, and then we use the amount knob to mix the process signal back with the input signal. For the Aural Exciter, first we set the high-pass filter, then we use the harmonics knob to generate harmonic content, then we use the amount knob to mix the process signal back with the input signal. The Exbb500 also features individual bypass buttons for both the Aural Exciter processor and the Big Bottom processor. This is for times when you only need high or low frequency enhancement. You might have a vocal track that only needs Aural Exciter, while you may have a kick drum track that only requires the Big Bottom. The bypass buttons allow you to simply turn off the processor you don't need to use, or to compare processed signals to the unprocessed signals. These simple parameters allow the user to truly sculpt the sound of any program material. Applications. The Aural Exciter and Big Bottom processors can be used in many applications. However, as the Exbb500 is made specifically for 500 series receiving frames, it will primarily be used in the recording studio, TV and radio post-production suites, and live performances. Recording, mixdown, and post-production. The Aural Exciter and Big Bottom were born in the recording studio, and their legacy is founded on thousands of legendary recordings and performances bearing the unmistakable Aphex sound. Engineers and producers use the Aural Exciter and Big Bottom to bring out vocals and instruments and add spaciousness to mixes. Aphex is at the heart of great-sounding mixes in every genre of music. Even though the Aural Exciter and Big Bottom's heritage began in the recording studio, they are by no means limited to that single application. Today you will find the Aural Exciter and Big Bottom used in multiple applications, including TV and film post-production suites and live sound systems worldwide. The Exbb500 provides improved voice intelligibility, better articulation and clarity, dynamic bass, spaciousness, and detail between instruments. Some of our customers describe Aphex as putting life back into recordings and live sound.
Well, that just about wraps it up for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you need further information, you can get it at www.aphex.com. See you soon.